What's going on, everybody? This is S Trades, and this is day 23 of the bootcamp. And in this video, I'm going to be going over the reality of trading, right? I just kind of want to talk more about the psychology of trading and just to show you guys what trading actually looks like and what real trading is like on a day-to-day basis. And just kind of be fully transparent with you guys. As you guys are seeing the screen, it's my monthly P&L. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So I just kind of want to talk a little more about how trading actually works. And I know that a lot of people have this fake misconception about trading that is super easy, right? You scroll on TikTok, you scroll on YouTube and Instagram Reels, you see these stock charts on your screen, and people are like showing off their Lambo, showing off all their rich luxury lifestyle, their boats, their yachts, and things like that. And then they just show some stock trading charts, and then they kind of make you believe that it's just that simple. You just hop on the charts, press a few buttons, get like $1,000 a day across 500 accounts or some stuff like that, right? Like, it's just complete nonsense, right? It's not necessarily that it's not true and you're not able to do that, right? But they're just kind of showing you that end result. They're just showing you that the kind of the reward of what they got, right? But they don't necessarily show you how they got here or how long it took them to get there, right? Because those kind of videos alone gives you like a fake notion of, all right, this is what trading is, and this is going to be super easy. I want to get a Lambo right now, and I'll learn trading for a few weeks or whatever, and this is how quickly I'm gonna get it, because trading is just a quick get rich quick scheme, right? No, absolutely not. Trading is the most hardest way to make easy money. Like, I keep saying this quote over and over again, but this is the harsh truth. Like, it's gonna take you at the very least 1 year. Like, that is the very least of what is going to take you to at least start seeing some sort of understanding in the markets, and kind of just not predicting, but seeing where the market is going, on a day-to-day basis, to be able to understand, like, all right, the market is going over here because this and that, and I'm kind of starting to see some results. I'm starting to slowly see some progression in my trading. At the very minimum, 1 year, right? And for you to even see a single cent out of the markets is at the very minimum two. Like 2 to 3 years is how long it probably might take you to just start to be somewhat profitable and be consistent. Now, is there outliers that are just super genius and could probably make it work in less than that time? Absolutely, right? There's always outliers in every field, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go and strive to be that outlier, and then in your head you're like, well, you know what, I want to make trading work in 3 months or in 5 months or whatever, at the very most. Like, I cannot go any longer than that. You're just setting yourself up for failure. Like, you're not gonna become successful in this field super fast. This field will take so much time. It's going to take so much stress. It's going to take so much of your money in order for you to see a single dollar back, right? But the only thing is about trading, right? You could be on the losing side of it for months and years on years. And the crazy part is you can make all of that money back just within a month, right? There's so many traders that go on losing streaks for like a year, 2 years. They're constantly giving money back to the markets. They keep on blowing up accounts. They keep on buying these funded accounts, and they keep on rinsing them. They keep on keep on resetting the accounts, and they're like, I don't know, $1,000 of in 5,000, 10,000, and even more. That's how much money they lost in the markets, right? And the moment, if you stick through all of that challenges, and if you actually stick to your strategy and eventually start to see results, you can make all of those losses back within a month, which is crazy, right? Like, that's how powerful trading is, right? And I just want to show you guys this calendar just to kind of show and be fully transparent of how trading actually works, right? You're never going to be 100% all the time, right? You're going to have good days, you're going to have good weeks, you're going to have good months, potentially even few months, right? Just complete winning streaks and things like that, right? And then you're also going to have bad days, bad weeks, bad months, right? You're going to be on losing streaks. You're going to be fully out of it. You're not going to be following your rules sometimes. You're going to be blowing up accounts. You're going to be just giving money back to the markets constantly, right? There's going to be times like that. It's like a cycle, right? You do good, then you do bad, then you do good, and then you start kind of like being in the middle, like you're doing good, you're kind of staying break even, right? It's just a harsh reality of trading, right? People think that this is so easy and so fast. Like, I have a lot of people that are, ask me like, yo, like, if I give you this and that amount of money, will you be able to get me back like 2x or 5x? I'm like, that's not how trading works. Like, it's not necessarily that I can't do it, but why would I want to do it and just risk somebody else's money in order for you to get that dopamine feeling of gambling, of you trying to like put money on someone and they give you a return of that? Like, that's just gambling, and that's just a shortcut of trying to find the money and just get money in the shortest and the fastest way possible. That's never will be that will never get you anywhere. If you try to get money fast in any field, not even trading, you're not going to get far. You're just going to keep on doing the same mistakes over and over again. You're going to be money hungry. You're going to be just trying to chase the bag, and you're not going to be focused on the progression itself. You're not going to focus actually on becoming a better trader or becoming a better businessman in any field that you're interested in, right? You're just going to be focused on the result side, right? That's not how you get good things in life. You have to focus on the actual progression. You have to focus on the actual hard work, the discipline, the patience. You have to be consistently with, coming into the market day in and day out, even if you're losing, even if you're blowing accounts, as long as you're following your rules, it's W days. It's not losing days if you're following your rules, right? So now let's quickly look at my monthly P&L on these funded accounts on Alpha. So I just want to kind of show you guys some correlation for my losses and my wins, right? So if you guys just take a quick look at this calendar, like, what do you guys see, right? If you guys notice that all of my green days are literally me taking 1 to 2 trades a day, right? That's it. I'm not going any further than 1 to 2 trades a day, and that's how I'm seeing all the green. Now, whenever you see more than 2 trades a day, that's when you start to see all the red, right? Why is that, you probably ask? It's just a simple psychological fact that every single human has, right? You have a certain capacity in your brain where you would be able to make financial decisions in your life, especially if that financials is your own money. You'll be only able to make just a few decisions. You're not going to be able to sit there from 9 a.m., from 9:30 a.m., all the way to 4 p.m., just constantly trading, and your emotions and your psychology being all 100% in check, and you're going to be making the smartest decisions. That's complete nonsense, right? You only have a very small capacity for your brain to actually be braining, and for you to actually make smart decisions, right? For example, if I want to take a trade there, if I want to take a trade here, according to my strategy, you'll only have a very limited amount of that, right? Once you get past that threshold of whatever it is for certain individuals, after that, it's just straight up your emotions and your hunger to get your money back. You want to revenge trade, you want to get greedy, you want to try to make your money back, you want to get more money, right? And after that, it's just complete you being a degenerate. You just want to make money, you just want to gamble in the market, right? So this is why it's so important to just stick to 1 to 2 trades a day, right? That's it. No more, no less. The way my system works, and a lot of famous and profitable traders, right, they keep strictly to 2 trades a day, right? If they get in the market and they win that day, they simply hop off, they lock all their accounts out, and they go do whatever they got to do for their day, right? Now, let's say if you lose on your first day, you give yourself one more chance, you size down on that second chance, right? And if you lose again, you're done for the day, right? So, and if you win, you're also done. You're probably going to be either break even or you might be slightly green, right? So simply keeping it to that routine will get you so far. I promise you guys, if you just stick to this rule alone, it will get you to places. It will get you so far that you've never seen results like that, right? Because if you're simply forcing yourself to take 1 to 2 trades a day, you're going to be, taking the best trades that you possibly can, and you're going to have to stay patient and wait for those trades, right? But not if you're just, taking 10 trades, 15 trades a day. You don't care if you take some mid setup, because that just, it's whatever in your playbook. You just take it, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to go against your rules, and you won't really care. You'll just be like, oh, it's whatever. Like, I win, I lose, I lose. You're not going to take this thing seriously, right? Now, if you look at what I have in the market, right? If you look at what I have on my calendar right here, right? So we have 1 trade, I won. We have 2 trades, I lost a small amount. I took 1 trade, I won 540. Now this right here was a little crash out moment. I'm not gonna lie. I took a loss that was supposed to be a win, and I lost because I did some stupid shit. Like, I did not put my stop loss where it needed to be at, and just because of that, I ended up losing, and then I kind of just crashed out. And whenever you see more than 2 trades, it's because I set my lockout settings, which I'll show you guys later, to 3 trades, meaning that whenever I take 1 trade, and usually that first trade I partial at some point, right? So I take a little bit off, and that would count as 2 trades on the calendar, but it would still be 1 trade because I still took just 1 trade. I just took a little bit of a position off to just secure the profits, right? So when you see like 3 trades, right, 3 trades, that's simply just 2 trades, but that 1 trade extra was just a partial, right? So right here, I just took an extra trade because I didn't lock my accounts. Again, I'll show you guys this whole lockout feature, because that lockout feature is the one sole reason alone that made me super disciplined and become a lot more patient than usual. So I crashed out over here, lost $1,000, right? Pretty much was break even on that week, because then I took 1 trade again. I got 570, and then I took a little small break even over here, and I was down $5, right? So I was kind of break even on that week. Then the next week comes around, I took 330, and I believe that was my payout week right here. That's why, yeah, there was a payout right here, and I had some other extra days, I believe, before that. So I took a payout over here. Then I had actually no, my bad. That was not a payout over here. This is just no trades or whatever. There was no setups. And then I had another winning day, 230. Then another winning day, 505. And then I got a payout over here. My bad. So as you guys can see, again, one trade, two trades, right? So all the minimum trades taken, I'm always green. I'm not like losing on the small amounts of trades. And the moment I start to increase the amounts of times I'm trading, that directly correlates to me losing money, right? So if you just look further, we have two trades again. This was a little, I don't remember what happened. I forgot to lock my account and I took an extra trade and lost, but I still was up on the day. So then we had three trades over here. We had two trades, and you guys can see win, constantly winning, right? And then right here we have, as you guys can see, four trades right here. And this was due to me not locking out myself and not locking my risk settings, which again I'll show you guys in a bit. And what that did was pretty much allowed me to take extra trades, and I was a little bit emotional because that was going to be my third payout across like 8 accounts. So I wanted to take that extra payout because I needed one more day, right? And I just could not accept the fact that, you know, I could lose, which I did right here, which I ended up kind of losing small up until this day right here, which you guys could have a little sneak peek. But I just couldn't accept the fact that I couldn't just take one more single win because I needed that for my another payout. So I took 4 trades over here, lost 140. Took 4 trades right here, lost 360. Took another 2 trades right here. This is when I locked in. I locked my settings again, and then I took 2 trades and I lost 155, which was fine, right? And then this is again pretty bad. I know. This again, I just needed one single day. Keep in mind, I needed one singular day of a win to get another payout across 8 accounts, and I believe I had 3 payouts already in this month for these accounts. So this is going to be my 4th, and this is going to be across multiple accounts. So I was really trying to get that payout. And right here we see Tuesday we took goddamn 17 or 18 trades, right? Not 19 because I took a partial, I remember. We took 18 trades. Now that's absolute insane. That's just straight up degenerate activities, right? I did not lock my account for that day. I forgot to do it because I usually do it the night before, because at night my head is like straight and I'm like not thinking about money or whatever. So in that I can make a smart decision by locking out my accounts for the morning, right? And I forgot to do it that day, and then I just kind of went along with it because I took a loss right here. I couldn't accept a loss, and I just kept on taking small losses. I kept trying to scalp my way back, kept taking smaller losses. That ended up making my account go down another $1,000, right? So then I was like, all right, we gotta lock in because I am over here losing pretty badly, right? So then we locked in. As you guys can see, again, 1 trade, got my money. 2 trades, got my money, right? And the reason why I couldn't take a payout was because my balance was a little bit lower than what I wanted because of this $1,000 day. So I wanted to kind of bring up a little bit more, right? This was a fine loss, right? I took a good loss. Again, 2 trades, lost. Now this week was a little bit bad because all of these days were supposed to be wins. And for those that are in my Discord, they could understand that. So pretty much what happened on Monday, right? I took a great setup. But the only problem is I put my stop loss, again, same mistake, at a place where I did not supposed to put it, right? I was a little bit of, how do you say it? I didn't want to risk more because the wick was kind of long. And in that case, I was like, I don't want to really risk that entire of the wick because that was an extra like 10 points. So I put it at the body instead, and I ended up losing. And the sad part, and as you guys could already guess, the trade ended up going and playing out my way. So technically, the trade never failed. I just lost money because I made that mistake, right? Here, this was this was a loss that I ended up taking. And I ended up getting out a break even. That was, again, my own mistake. I was not ready to risk on that singular trade. So what I did was I kind of just got out at my entry level, which is a little small $95 loss. And again, another surprising thing, the trade ended up skyrocketing to my take profit. So I was like, all right, I'm tripping again. I'm not making good decisions here. And then, yesterday, Wednesday rolls around, and same exact mistake with a stop loss. I had a very, very good A+++ setup occur, and I was super confident in that setup, and I went in heavy across all my 8 accounts. I went in so heavy, and again, there was the same situation as Monday. We had a body, right? Body of the candle, and then we had a very, very long wick. And that wick was around an extra 12 or 13 points. So I didn't want to risk that, again, entirety of the 13 points across all of my 8 accounts. So instead, I just put it at the body. Again, simply my mistake. And what happened? I ended up getting stopped out because the price kind of came down, taking out that body of the candle, came down below the wick, and not below, came down to the wick, and then we just reversed right after that, going straight to my take profit. So right here, I could have had a very big day. I could have had like $8,000 day across my 8 accounts, but instead, I made again another human, silly, emotional mistake, which ended up causing me to lose another $1,000. So my account is pretty bad in drawdown. Now, the reason why I'm showing you guys this is because I was on a very heavy win streak. I was pretty much winning for 3 weeks straight, and this is just one of my accounts, and I have other 7. And in those same accounts, I had trades earlier. So I started on the 28th, and I was all winning on every single day, right? So I was in a very, very heavy win streak, and I kept on winning, kept on winning. I was following my strategy. I was following all my rule book and everything. So I was doing perfectly fine. And now here, I just had a few losses that I could have avoided. This whole entire week was not supposed to be a single red day, but it was just simply me losing because of my own mistakes. So all of this was supposed to be green, and I was already supposed to get my payout. But again, it's just my fault that the way I managed my trades was very, very poorly. And again, it's probably because of me just accumulating all these mistakes over and over again, which is, again, it's not necessarily that it's fine, but it's fine to the point where I don't need to keep on focusing on these losses, and instead journal them, work on them, and move on, right? Because you don't want to kind of go into a trading day thinking about yesterday and what you did yesterday and the way you lost yesterday, because that's just going to carry over to this present day, and then it's going to just make you make the same exact mistake, which is, again, exactly what was happening here, right? I kept on, being mad about myself that, oh my God, how can I make such a silly rookie mistake? I've been trading for so long. I'm doing so good right now. Why am I making these small mistakes, right? And it's going to happen, right? It's just natural. Like, you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. You're going to be at times where you feel like you're in flow state. You feel like you're, doing everything correctly. You feel like there's not a single mistake that you're making in trading and you're just banking off of it, right? And then there's going to be just come a time around that you're just going to simply make, again, the rookie mistakes. You're going to just fall into a trap of you making some dumb mistakes that you did, I don't know, a few years ago, right? It's gonna happen, right? It's natural for you to make these mistakes. And even if I blow these accounts, it's fine. Like, it's not the end of the world. Even if I blow these accounts, I'll just reset with my evals, start over again, and continue on, because I already proved myself that I could be profitable. I already proved myself for countless of months that I could pull money out of the markets with these prop firms. So I could keep on doing this over and over again. It's just about, again, a matter of time and a matter of patience, right? Again, nobody's really going to be this transparent with you guys. No one's going to just sit here and, show you these terrible losses after being on a win streak for the entirety of the month. Who's going to do that? No one's going to really show you that. The reason, again, why I'm showing you guys this is to be fully transparent and fully kind of have a reality of trading, right? You're not going to have perfect days all the time. You're not going to just consistently win all the time, although you could have winning days, winning weeks, winning months, right? But you have to expect to a certain point that you're going to lose at some point, and you're going to have to be fine with that. You can't crash out over that loss just because you're on a winning streak for 2-3 weeks or whatever, or for a month, right? You cannot do that. You can't let those little small mistakes or those small losses affect everything that you just built for over a month, right? So you have to accept a loss, and especially according to your strategy, right? So whatever win rate your strategy is, for example, I'll give you mine. My win rate for my strategy is 70%, right? So that statistically means that 70% of the time of the trades that I take, I'm going to win. And the other side is 30%, meaning 30% of the time I will lose. I cannot escape the losses no matter what I try to do, no matter if I try to, trail my stops closer, whatever I try to do, 30% of the time I will lose no matter what I try to do, okay? That you just have to ingrain in your head and just accept it. You cannot escape the losses in trading, because that's just part of the game, right? That's what you're signing up for. And you just have to accept that. If you're not willing to take losses, and if you're not comfortable taking losses, then trading is not for you, because you're going to be losing. You're going to be going on tilts like these. You're going to have, do good for a very, very long time, and then you're going to tilt. You're going to tilt, right? You're going to make a mistake, silly mistake, and that's going to make you crash out. But you can't let those things happen over and over again, right? Let's say you crashed out the first time, you crashed out the second time. You have to journal. You have to see what triggers you. You have to learn from those mistakes, and you have to change, because if you don't change, you're just constantly going to be having these crash out moments. You're going to constantly blow up your accounts, and the progression is just going to keep on slowly declining, and you're not going to see any progression at all whatsoever. So yeah, this is kind of just a very, very harsh reality of trading. Again, no one's really going to talk about this. They're just going to put it on their Instagram, put on their TikToks, saying, look how much money I'm winning. I'm making $20,000, $30,000 today, whatever. No one's going to show you their executions. No one's going to show you how much trades they took before that win. No one's going to show you how much accounts they blown before they get that funded. No one's going to show you how much accounts and how much money it took for them to lose in order to get that payout. No one's going to show you that. They're just going to show you that final end result. And then that's what's going to, get you kind of hooked into that sense of like, oh, this is what trading is. This is how easy it is. Everyone's winning money. Everyone's getting $20,000, $30,000 a day. That is all possible. I'm not saying that's not possible, but the journey to get there is super, super difficult, and you just have to be ready for that, right? And me having this account for almost 2 months, right? I did very, very good at the beginning of the month, followed all my rules, followed everything that I needed to do. And towards the end of the month, kind of started to slip up a bit, and that ended up costing me some money from my funded account, which is fine. Even if I blow it, I'm not going to go crash out. I'm just going to restart from eval accounts, kind of pass the fundeds, and then, continue on doing the same thing over and over again. And that you just have to accept. Now, I just want to show you guys this setting that I was talking about that is literally going to be a sole reason of how your trading goes from 0 to 100, right? Like, people always ask, like, oh, what is the one thing that changed your trading forever? What is that one thing? There's really no that one thing that's going to completely change it other than this, right? This was the sole reason of how I started to become consistent in the markets and how I started pulling out some money from it, is just this lockout features alone, right? And not every platform has this. It's only Alpha Futures, I believe, and Top Step X. And I'm not sure if my funded futures has them, but that's the reason why I only trading currently Alpha Futures and Top Step, solely because of this reason alone, right? I chart everything on TradingView, but I'm using their own brokers and platforms because they have this risk settings on, right? That you don't really have that with TradingView and Tradevate, so that's why I use their broker. That's literally the only reason why I use it, right? And so what is this risk setting, right? There are so many ways that you could control your risk and how you could avoid taking stupid losses and stupid trades, right? So first of all, obviously, your stop loss and your take profit, apply it all the time. Click automatically apply, set whatever risk and profit that you are looking for, right? Just to have automatically there all the time. Now you have a personal daily loss limit, right? I have my personal daily loss limit set to 1,000. So if I go anywhere above $1,000, my account is going to get locked up for the day and I cannot do anything about it. I just have to wait until the next day to trade again. And you have the same thing, personal daily profit target, which is, I'm not using that because, sometimes I have bigger days, sometimes I have small days. I don't really want to keep myself restrained to a certain profit, right? And these are some actions that you don't really need to do. And then this right here is crucial, trade limits, right? You could set your maximum amount of trades per day and per week. Guys, I'm telling you, this is literally a game changer. If you have this on every single day, you're going to become a better trader because you're going to be forced to take good trades, right? So how does this work, right? I have trade limit set to 3, meaning that I could take 3 trades technically, but it's always 2 trades a day because, like I said earlier, I take my first trade. Usually I partial in that trade. At some point, after I go break even, after it hits some level, I would take out some contracts and that would count as an extra trade. So that's why I keep it to 3 trades a day. But if you even want to be just strict with it and just keep it to 1 trade a day, that's even better. Click over here, set to your max trade per day to 1, and then you have to click save, right? And another crazy thing is that you could lock yourself out from changing these risk settings, right? Because a lot of the times what I would do before, when I just started, I would set my trade limit to 1 to 2 trades a day, right? And then once I'm hitting my second trade for the day, I just come back here on the risk setting and then I just remove this and write like 6 or 7 just to get the extra trades, right? So what I said about, the day before or the night before the trading day, what I would do is I would come over here, click on this lock risk setting for the day. So what this pretty much would do is, I can feature this to you guys right now. So I'll click on lock risk settings for the day, and pretty much what this would do is would lock myself out from going in and trying to change anything over here, right? So I cannot come back here trying to change my maximum trades for the day to something else. I can't do that because now I'm locked, right? And then there's also more features of setting your contract limits, so you cannot go on oversized, right? You could set it to like 1 contract, 2 contracts connect to you max, or whatever the case is for you, right? And as you guys can see, I have that set right here, right? I have 1 NASDAQ contract and 10 micro NASDAQs to being the maximum amounts of position that I could hold. I cannot go anywhere above that. And you could also even have a symbol box. Let's say if you trade some other maybe commodity or oils or something like that, that's very proven to be unprofitable for you, you could just simply block it out. You could just click over here and then let's say click on crude oil or gold and just block it for pretty much from you being able to trade that asset, right? So this account risk setting is a game changer. If there's one thing that you guys are looking for to, upgrade your trading from here to here, this is it. Get an alpha account or get a top step account. Get their broker just because of the setting alone. Set your trade limits to 1 to 2 trades a day max, and that will change your trading game forever. Because not only that you're going to be forced to sit there and be patient, because I mean, if you don't do that and if you just take a randomized trade, well, you're not going to be able to trade after that. You're going to just miss your A plus setup after that because your account is locked. You're going to be in a loss. So you're going to have to be sitting there in pain knowing that you could have taken an A plus setup, but you didn't. So that's going to automatically start to rewire your brain, and you taking A plus setups, you sitting there patiently waiting for it, because if you don't, you're just not going to get a trading day for the, you're going to miss out on the money that you could have made. And then that's going to force you. It's not, people are going to be like, oh, well, like, what, you can't control yourself? Yes, I can control yourself, and you could probably control yourself too. But these are just some of the settings and some of the helpful tools that you could use in your arsenal just to kind of force you to do it, right? Because sometimes you're going to have you're going to have crash out days. Sometimes you're going to be, having a bad day in your life. You might have something going on personally that is not going to keep you, 100% locked in trading. And, you might go and make these small mistakes and, lose. So, these things happen, right? You're human. You're not a robot. You can't be 100% locked in all the time. So that risk setting can just save so much of your time and money. I promise you guys, just use that risk setting and you guys will see your trading change forever. And yeah, just to wrap up the video, right? This is kind of just a another yap session with you guys. I just kind of wanted to show you the true side of trading, the true reality, right? No one's gonna be this transparent, showing you their full entire calendar, how much money they lost, how they crashed out, right? Because why would I do that? Why would I go and embarrass myself in front of other people? Like, oh, this guy can trade. He's like taking freaking 20 trades a day, 30 trades a day. You can't trade, whatever. You guys can say whatever. I have things proven to myself, but this is just solely to be completely transparent with you guys and just to show you how hard trading is, and you need to be locked in most of the time. And sometimes you're not going to be locked in, and that's fine. You just have to recover. You have to journal those mistakes. You have to come back the next day and make sure you don't make those same exact mistakes again and over again, because if you just keep making the same mistakes over and over again, you're not getting anywhere. You're just going to be slowly declining, and that's about it, right? So that was it for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this little yap session, please leave a like and comment down below if you have any thoughts or any questions about it, right? So I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you guys are interested in my live trading, I have a Discord where I trade for free. I give out calls, I give out live signals, I help people out for free, I teach my strategy and things like that, get people to ask me any questions. So if you guys are interested in that, it's completely free of charge. I don't charge anything. Link is going to be in the description. Join up my Discord, and I will see you guys in the next video.